recording and we're preparing live. I believe we're going. All right, it looks like we are live. Welcome back, everyone. Cari, thank you so much for being here again this month.
You're welcome. I'm excited for us to do some yoga
Yeah,
together.
we got some amazing feedback. People really enjoyed, and they really enjoyed the ability to kind of hop back on at any time throughout the month and watch the video and to kind of go back through it again. So this is really a wonderful addition to our workshops that we do. I really appreciate that.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
awesome. All right. Well, everyone, if you haven't joined us before or seen YogaOn with Cari, Cari is a survivor herself and amazing yoga instructor, and we are so lucky to have her here as part of the Going Beyond the Pink family and providing you with an amazing free yoga workshop. And I gotta tell you guys, today particularly, I don't know if it's something shifting in the winds or what, but a lot of folks have been telling me that they're either, getting some rough news today, they've been struggling, that it's just been a really hectic day. We've even had one of our long-term clients really get some frustrating news on the reconstruction front today. And so, I know people are dealing with so much on so many fronts, and I know that yoga really offers so many benefits in our lives. And so for that reason, again, we're just super grateful that you're here. And I know that if you're out there and you're scrolling through and you've had a rough day and you come across this live feed, I know you're going to just pause for a minute and get out a mat or throw out a towel and just get with it, because it's going to help so much. And what a great time to be doing it at the end of the day, a nice way to settle in for the day. So
Yeah, it's nice to get ready for bed. You could already be in your PJs if you want. It's still winter, so and dark out, and everyone's settling in early. And I also got a little smarter this time. I pulled up I have us live. So if anybody wants to put a comment for a request, let me know, and I will just check this periodically as I'm going, so you can throw in if there's anything extra tight or just what you're needing. So I'm happy to do that.
Oh, that's awesome. And I'll try to help monitor the comments and questions too, and I'll kind of interrupt if it comes up and something needs to be addressed right away. But without further ado, again, thanks for being here, and I'm just going to turn it over and let you go for it.
Okay, great. I'm going to put on my add-on. If anybody's doing live Zoom classes, this is really handy. As you see, it opens up your screen. And on my website, I have a video of how to set up for a Zoom session if you're doing it live. And there's a link to the one I bought, but I think there's a lot of them now. So we'll add the website in the notes so y'all can see. So today I have it set up where you can do this class on your yoga mat, or I'm going to be demoing on a chair as well. So however, you're comfortable. And I will say, speaking of crazy days, my dog Sophie has been at the vet. She had a tooth taken out, and she's a little drunk on medication. So if you see a dog walking through the frame not knowing where she is, it's because she is on drugs from her tooth extraction. Oh, she's coming around right now. Here she is. So we're just gonna we're just gonna let her wander through. So we'll go ahead and start to settle in your chair, on your couch is fine, on your bed, or if you're seated and if your legs are up and your hips don't feel quite comfortable, I don't have you can have a towel. And so you could sit on like a blanket and a towel, and that would be really nice. So that's like a nice tip. And automatically you're going to have that straight spine. And if you're in a chair, you're going to be good. So I want us all to get comfortable and then close the eyes. And if you're really tired, especially if you're going through treatment, go ahead and treat yourself to simply lying down on your mat right now as well and getting comfortable while we do some breathing exercises. And for all of us, no matter what position you're in, you could take your hands on your belly, and we're going to take an inhale. And I want you to feel that belly push out. And then exhale, that belly is going to go back in. Inhale. And exhale. That deep diaphragmatic breathing is very comforting. It's very soothing, detoxifying. And just take a few moments. Where do you feel the breath? Do you feel it in the belly? Do you feel the lungs expand? Do you even notice the air going in through the nose? And then do you notice the breath exhaling through the nose? Relaxing all the muscles in the face. And keeping the hands on the belly, or maybe they shift to the thighs. An intention that I would like to offer, I think for February, a lot of us think about love, the love month. But I'm wondering, do you think about showing love for yourself and compassion for yourself? Whatever word comes up for you involving self-love and compassion. We naturally are kind to others when they're going through something, and even loved ones and even strangers. So, noticing how kind you are to yourself in situations, how patient are you, and what is that voice that you use? Is it a loving voice? Absolutely beyond important for anyone, and especially when you're going through a cancer diagnosis, treatment, or a recovery. And then from here, we're going to gently start to take our shoulders. If you're lying down, you can gently start to roll over and slowly make your way to a seated position. We're just going to start to get a little movement in the shoulders, and you can start going backwards and forward. And we're not in any rush. This is on your own timeline here, going backwards and forward. And then from here, we're going to take our right hand on the mat. If you're using your chair, you're going to grab the side of the chair. So right hand on the mat, and we're going to take the left fingertips and you're going to reach it up. So maybe your arm just lifts this high. That is okay. Maybe you're going all the way up, whatever feels good. And I want you to feel that left lung really reach up as you take that inhale. And maybe you go all the way over. I want you to stop wherever you need to stop, finding that self love, compassion, that range of motion. If it's restricted, it is going to come back, and it'll come back in its own time. Again, feeling that inhale through the nose and that exhale through the nose. We're going to bring that hand back down, left hand down, and we'll go into the opposite side. So left hand can grab the chair if you're using the chair, right arm up, or left hand on the mat, right arm up as you reach up as high as you like. It could be this high, this high, this high, as you reach, reach, reach. And then coming on over. I remember after surgery, I was so flexible and so strong, and that was one of the hardest things for me to realize that that I wasn't able to do what I used to do. And so I really learned a big lesson in patience and being comfortable and happy where I was in that moment, because you have all the time to get it back. It will come back. One more inhale here. And then we're going to take that right hand down. And then just take a moment with the hands on the thighs. Notice how the side body feels, even under the arms, the armpit, the shoulders, the chest. Notice, does it feel a little more open? Taking an inhale and exhale. And then from here, we're going to gently, if you're sitting on a blanket at this point, you may just want to come onto the mat, and you can do the same thing in the chair. What we're about to do, you're going to take your heels out, and I would go a little wider than the hips. So we're going to do a little hip opener here. And then we're going to go knees to the right and to the left. And I am checking the comments. Hi, Tess. Glad you logged on. Again, if anyone has a request about anything that's extra tight, go ahead and type it. I'm looking occasionally so I can make sure I add that special pose in for you. So you can go really slow with this. If you want to go faster, go for it. My favorite is to go really slow. Life is so fast. This is the one time to slow it down. You really get to feel where you're tight in the hips. Couple more side to side here. Same thing in the chair. Your hands can hold the side of the chair, knees can go side to side. And then we're going to gently come back to center. Let's bring that opposite leg in front that you just had in front if you are seated. And you're going to take the hands if you're on the mat, and you're going to gently take them and walk them forward into a nice, easy fold. And if you're in the chair, you're seated in the chair, this chair can be a little squeaky. And then you're going to simply take the hands and you can walk them down the legs. Chest can rest on the thighs. You can always put a pillow on the thighs to have a little more support. And your head can hang heavy here. Maybe you want to play around with crossing one ankle. And if you are crossing the ankle, go ahead and let it be the left ankle. Oh, hi, Brian. I see my fiance logged on to say hello as well. So notice how your hips feel in this fold. Notice if the shoulders are getting a little closer to the ears. See if you can create a little space as you roll the shoulders down the back. And then how would it feel to keep a flat back here? So if you imagine your head reaching to the top of the mat and the navel in, so we can really lengthen that spine. Big inhale. And then exhale. We're going to walk the hands back to the legs. If you're seated, you'll come on up. And we're going to take the hands out to the side. You're going to bring the arms up as high as comfortable. You're going to go forward and go all the way up. And exhale, hands will go back down. So that opposite leg in front. So whichever that is for you. And if you're in the chair, you can cross that opposite ankle. If you enjoy crossing the ankle, we're going to sit up tall and straight. And then we're going to walk it forward. Again, think about finding that flat back so that navel's going in and up, the shoulders are down the back. Do you feel this in the hips, the outer hip glute area? Making sure that there's zero tension in those shoulders, placing the hands in a place that feels good. And taking a moment in this fold, by you showing up to your practice right now, is a way of self-love and you being kind to yourself during your practice. It doesn't matter what the shape looks like, it just matters that it feels good and the stretch feels good and you're able to take that full easy breath. And that's showing a huge amount of compassion for yourself that you could do on your mat and off of your mat. Hands are going to go back towards the legs. And then we're going to do a couple of circles. So you can do this in the chair or seated, or hands are going to be on the thighs, and we're going to gently make a few to the right, keeping the navel in so we get to work the core a little bit here. Always want to work the core, any excuse we get so that navel is in and up. And then we're going to go in that opposite direction. And then from here, let's make our way back to center, and we're going to go into cat-cow. So this is one that you could do seated in your chair or in tabletop. So I'll line up tabletop first. You're going to be wrist right under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. And the one thing to remember in table, think about a table base. So the arms are straight and strong. You do not want to bend those elbows, and you do want to take those shoulders away from the ears, especially if you've had surgery. This is a way to build muscle by simply taking those shoulder blades and imagine that you are squeezing a quarter right between those shoulder blades. That was like a nickel, that's a little small. And then here we go, we're gonna lift that heart up, inhale, and then exhale, that's cat. And if you're in the chair, hands are on the thighs, and we're gonna inhale, lift the heart, and then exhale, chin to chest. You could push those hands forward. So still getting that wonderful stretch in the spine, in the hips. And you can take this with your breath if you like. Just remember when you're going into cow, which is heart facing up, that's your inhale. And then cat, like a scared cat, shoulders round up, is your exhale. This is a wonderful pose to do at any time. It's probably in almost every single yoga class. It's such a great stretch. And then we're going to come back to neutral. So for those of us on our mat, let's take a child's pose. Big toes are going to touch, knees are going to go wide. If the seat does not rest comfortably on the heels, you can always take a blanket or pillows and put it there. And right like under the calves, hands forward, forehead on the mat. Anytime you want the ground closer to you, that's where you just want to take a prop. And if you're sitting in the chair, simply take that forward fold, maybe with the pillow on the lap. And you can rest on the pillow as the head relaxes. As you're in this child's pose, I want you to I invite you to take a moment to really celebrate a win that happened today. Something, and I think the wins to celebrate, you consider small things and they aren't worth sharing, but those really are the big things. So whatever it may be that came up for you today, take this time right now to really celebrate it. Something you did, that you accomplished, that you had a breakthrough. If you want to stay in child's pose even longer, definitely do that. We're going to come back up to table if you're ready. If you're in your chair, you can come up. And on your mat, we're going to go into half dog. So from here, you take those hands and walk them forward. This has been one of my stretches since after surgery. And you want those fingers to go as far forward as you can. And the forehead is going to go on a block, a pillow, or it's going to go down on the mat. And notice how the hips stay directly over the knees. So if you were staying in the chair, I invite you to take another forward fold here in the chair. And if you're on the mat with me, noticing if you feel this in the chest, in the armpit area, the shoulders, the top of the shoulders, the back of the shoulders, around the lats. And then I want you to notice where you feel the breath in your body here. Do you feel the belly pushing down? Do you feel the back? And then on your next inhale, let's take those hands and come back to tabletop. From here, let's work on the chest and the shoulders a little more. So you're going to take, if you're on the mat, the right arm all the way up, inhale. And then we're going to thread that right hand through. It'll go behind the wrist, ear and shoulder to mat. You could always put a blanket here if your shoulder does not easily go on the mat. Left hand can be by the head or straight. And if you're in the chair, take that right arm across your body and hook it. And sitting like that, you'll still get that nice shoulder stretch. Inhale. And if you're on the mat with me, both knees are pressing evenly in the mat along with that right shoulder. And from that place, you can always go for a deeper twist. Holding right here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. As you're ready, left hand will be close by the head. We're going to inhale that right arm all the way up. And then we're going to take that right hand down. So if you're in the chair, hands can rest by the side, or you're in tabletop with me. Notice the difference in that right and that left side. Maybe one arm feels longer, more open. It's pretty amazing, like a 30 to 60-second stretch, what it can do. When you're ready, you're going to take that left arm all the way up as much as comfortable, and then exhale, you'll thread it through left shoulder, left ear to your prop or to the mat. Right hand can stay by the head, or you're going to straighten that right hand. Same thing if you're in the chair, you'll take that left arm across the body. You can cradle it, grab the arm, or hook it. Either way, you'll still get that great stretch. And as we're here, notice, is there any type of voice, that inner voice that we have that maybe not using the kindest words? If you're putting any type of pressure on yourself, this is definitely a practice that I want to inspire you to start to turn that around and find that compassion. Just look at it. How would you speak to someone else? Giving yourself all that space, that patience, that love, that kindness for any of the obstacles that you're facing right now. Giving yourself that room to grow, that room to fall when you need to. From here, we're going to gently come back up. If you're on the mat with me, you can lift that left arm up again. And we'll bring the hands back to table. And hands can be by your side if you're in the chair. And let's go ahead and swing it around to make our way onto our backs. So if you're in the chair, this would be a good time to join us on the back if you're comfortable with that. So we're going to lie down on the back here. And the feet are going to be close to under the knees. And you could take the hands by the side for a moment. And simply take an inhale and exhale. If you happen to have a yoga block, feel free to have one ready. We will use that in just a moment as an option. We're going to go through a couple of pelvic tilts, and you really can technically do this sitting in the chair too. So with the pelvic tilt, you want that lower back to arch off the mat, and you'll feel that tailbone pointing down. And then you're going to press the lower back on the mat, and the tailbone points up. So that's what we're doing. A few rounds. Inhale, that lower back arches, tailbone down. Exhale, press the lower back on the mat, tailbone points up. So you can start to move through with the breath here. This will be the exact same movement if you're seated in the chair, feet on the floor, and the upper body doesn't move. We're just moving the lower body. So you should feel the abs engaged. And see, every time you do this, does the range of motion increase? Few more rounds here. Inhale and exhale. We'll come back and find a neutral pelvis. If that felt great and you're going to keep going, you can do that even longer. If you have your yoga block, what you're going to do is you're going to put it under your sacrum, that flat diamond shaped part of the back, and that'll be nice alignment for the back. And also, if you do not have a block, you could put a couple of blankets, but you also can lie here and we can have the knees rest on one another. And you could take the arms out to the side, and you can do that with the block too if you like, and goalpost and get that nice heart opener here. So whatever feels better here. You have those knees relaxing, those arms open, or you have the block. I would recommend that lowest level unless you need a deeper stretch, and then you can go as high as you like. Taking a few more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. And then if you have that yoga block, we'll gently lift the hips, get a little mini bridge pose as you slide the block away. And then if your knees are together, we're going to separate them. Let's take that right foot and bring it up on the left thigh. This is also something you can do seated. Left foot is on the floor, and you simply take the right foot across your ankle, your knees, or right foot on the thigh. And your fingertips can gently press the right thigh away. This may be enough of a stretch. If you feel a stretch here, I would stay right here. If you're doing this and you need a deeper stretch and you're not feeling a stretch, you can gently float the left leg into the air, and the right hand can thread through that opening. Left hand on the left hamstring, guide the left thigh to the left shoulder, and then gently press that right thigh away. So that's your second option. We're going to keep the right foot flexed. That protects the knee. You should not feel any type of stretch or pain in the knee here. And notice that the left thigh is going towards your heart. See if you can go to the outer rib area, and that'll deepen the stretch as well. One more breath here. And then let's exhale, release that left foot down, right foot down on the mat. Opposite side, inhale that left foot up, flex the foot. Fingertips are going to press that left thigh away again. If you feel a stretch, stay right here. If you're on the chair, again, do what you did on the other side, cross ankle, knees, or you can do this left foot on right thigh. If you want that deeper stretch, let's go ahead and lift that right leg in the air. Left hand will go through the opening, right hand will wrap around, and the thigh might naturally go towards the heart, so let's guide it to the outer rib shoulder area, and that's where the stretch is. The right leg can really relax, and you're going to keep the left foot flexed so you can protect the left knee. Should not feel any type of stretch in or pain in that left knee. But that left hip and that left glute is what we're going for. So I want you to feel a stretch there. And as long as you can take a full, easy breath, that's perfect. Your body tells you when it's too much, and that's when you start to hold your breath. Take a couple of more cleansing breaths here. Inhale. Oh, Sophie's going through, poor girl. And exhale. One more breath here. And then we're going to release that right foot on the mat and then left foot. Taking the hands out to the side, let the knees fall to that left side. They can stay like this, the legs separated. And you can take the left foot on the right thigh for a moment to get a deeper stretch here. And then we're going to bring those knees up. And then we'll let the knees fall to the right. The legs can be separated again. For a deeper stretch, right foot can go up on the left thigh as you guide it down. Arms can stay at that goal pose for a nice chest shoulder opener. And then we're going to take a few moments to bring those knees back up to center and relax in a quick shavasana. So options are you can put props under your knees. If you want to put your feet against the wall, like pretend that was against that door and recline, or even against a bed or sofa and have the legs, that's really, really nice. You also can lie on the back. You can have the feet together. The feet can be as close to the body as you like. So just see what feels good. We're going to go ahead and find stillness. We're not here long. So fighting any urge to move, and instead bring the focus back to that breath work. Feeling the inhale go in through the nose. Feel the exhale release through the nose. Next inhale, do you feel that belly rise? Next exhale, do you feel the belly fall? Feeling the head supported in the mat, the back of the shoulders. The weight of the feet on the weight of the feet and the legs, whether they're on a prop or on the mat. And slowly taking one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Take an inhale. Feel the belly and the chest lift. Exhale. Now take both hands on your heart. So one hand will be on top of the other hand, which is on the heart. And take this moment to give yourself all the love that you deserve, all the patience, all the space to grow, and all of the space to fall. Staying here as long as you like. And then if you're ready, you can slowly start to roll them to one side. Just resting a moment in fetal position on your side. Feeling the safety and the security. And we'll gently come up to a seated position. You can keep the gaze really relaxed. Even close the eyes again when ready. Hands can rest on the thighs. They can be by your side to support you if you want that extra support for that strong, tall spine. And take an inhale together and exhale. Inhale together. Let's bring hands to heart center. Relax the shoulders and the jawline and the forehead. Take this moment to honor you. You took time for self-care, to show up, to move, to breathe, and to connect. It's a really big deal. Going through your gratitude list of a couple of other things that come up. And then let's bring thumbs to third eye right between the eyebrows when ready. Namaste, which is the light within me, the good within me sees the light, the good within you. Namaste. And then taking all the time you need to open your eyes and to come back into this space. I hope everyone feels really relaxed, restored, and you have a new sense of love and compassion for yourself today, and making it a daily practice off of your mat, on your mat, and daily for the rest of your life.
Cari, that was amazing. Oh,
Oh, good.
I sit here in the chair and kind of do what I can, and I know I speak for others. It's just so powerful and calming, and it just really helps you let go. I love it all so much. Thank you for sharing this with us.
You're welcome. Yeah, it is. It's it's a very powerful practice. I mean, I think for anyone with what the world is going through, but especially when you've had a life-changing diagnosis, it's like even more we want to de-stress and nurture ourselves. It's so important.
Yeah. Do you mind sharing? Were you already practicing yoga when you were diagnosed, or was that something you found?
Thankfully, I was already a teacher and already have been practicing because I really feel that I did very well with my treatments and I had a very good outlook about everything from the beginning. I mean, I had my freak out moments, of course,
Sure.
and my doubts, and like everybody does, but I also really leaned into it and I practiced often, and it was very gentle yoga, and that's exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
And so I'm very grateful that I had that.
It's amazing. And I have to say, I really love how you started off this practice today with talking about that voice and if we're kind to ourselves. That really resonates with me. I'm certain that it resonates with others too, because we're harder on ourselves and we aren't as kind to ourselves as we should be. I share this all the time, but my closest friend said to me that, I was being really particularly tough on myself one time, and she said, "That's my friend you're talking about. Like, don't talk to
That's
her, don't
great.
talk about her like that." And it's funny because I would never think to talk about someone else like that, just like you said. So why aren't we using those kindnesses for ourselves? So that was really another particularly powerful moment today. Thank you.
Yeah, and I mean, and I have to practice that myself too. I've become aware of it, but I remind myself, like, if I don't get that done, it is okay.
Yeah,
Like, it's fine. I don't have to get it done. I can try, and if it doesn't happen, that's fine.
yeah.
And
And I know, and I witness this a lot with clients that I don't know if women are just trying to do everything and accomplish everything and be everything to everyone. And then, when we're diagnosed with breast cancer, it's just another layer onto that. And it seems a lot of the time, instead of releasing those things, that we really just kind of grab that as another thing that we have to conquer and win, and all the language that's all around it. And I just think what an important message, particularly for this group, right? That we need to be kind to
Mhm.
ourselves, and we it's okay to just be okay.
Yeah, and that what you just mentioned really made me think about delegating is something that can be really scary for people to do. And maybe you're not in a house where you have a way to delegate anything to anyone. Like
Yeah,
everybody's house size is different, but there's still a way that you could ask for help to someone, even if they don't live with you. And that was one of my biggest lessons because I was a person that definitely felt like I had to do everything on my own and I would be like less of a person,
if I
not
couldn't
even of
get
a
it.
woman, just I just looked at
Yeah,
myself like if I couldn't get all of this accomplished, and I had to ask for help when I was diagnosed. Like I don't see how you can't ask for help.
right, right, absolutely. Yeah,
So that's a lesson that I think probably a lot of people really learn when they go through something like this.
yeah,
And hopefully I want people to learn that because it's such a beautiful thing that when you learn to receive.
yes, absolutely. And I think by nature, humans, we want to connect, and what a fantastic way to connect, except to make yourself vulnerable and allow yourself to, yeah, to receive. That's incredible. Wonderful. All right. Well, again, we had a bunch of people hopping on live. I'm so glad for that. This post will stay up there for those that want to come back to it all month long. We'll also share it on our YouTube channel. And then I just want to say, if you haven't done so already, look at Yoga On with Cari on Instagram and Facebook. Check out her YouTube. She's got amazing videos there. Make sure you like all of her pages and come back next month because she'll be here again.
Yay, I'm excited. Thanks, Kara.
Thank you.